Mm-hmm. What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Give me 1 second. Got one more video to post. Some people don't know. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. Pushing the snakes, I'm pushing the fence. All right, all right, all right. All right, so the topic today. The topic. Hold on, one more second. One more second. Some people don't know what they're talking about. They do. So we got 1, 2. All right, all right, all right. So I'll bring my back up in here real quick. I think I posted all. What the? Hold up 1 second, y'all. 1 second, 1 second. Hit them likes for me if y'all can and share to some people real quick. I'm gonna just go ahead and start it. Just gotta check on this page real quick. Let's see. All right, y'all. So the topic: you either with us or against us. I feel that statement is not always true. I hear people talk about that a lot. But I would say me myself is like dodge people that's like that, man, because that's a not a non-fair type thinking mindset. You either with us or against us. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they not ready to be with you at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they got to think about what they're doing before they do it. So you can't tell somebody, oh, just join me. You gotta join. You gotta understand the way I understand or something like that. That's not even like even possible. That's not even legitly possible. I don't even think I just made that word up. But that I feel like that, a person that kind of force you to say that you're either with me or against me. Now I can get like, all right, for the most part, usually people, they got their side, how they believe something, or how the wars is. Be like, oh yeah, no, y'all, you either with us or it must be against us. So yeah, the fight is against us. So that's obvious that the other person is against because you're fighting against somebody else. But making that statement, you're either with me or against me. That's like I said, that's like forcing somebody into your beliefs, you know what I'm saying, into your way of thinking and stuff. And I don't think that's like I said, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. Like to, force somebody into your thoughts and stuff. Like you can always ask it, a different way. Like, shoot, come join us. But if you don't, if you ain't you're not trying to fight this fight with us, or if you're not trying to, you know, team up, man, then think about it. Or it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I understand ain't nobody gonna be that nice and stuff. And most of the time when they're in that mode, so they gonna feel that way. But uh, that statement is just it's a mess. Like I said, it's a messed up statement. Uh, because they should not. Nobody should ever have to pick sides if they don't feel if they don't want to pick sides. Some people is just neutral. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to. They don't have to always be. You know, because maybe they just say I'm with neither one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The people like how they got the Bloods and the Crips and all that stuff. Like be at the people that's in the middle that wear the purple flag. So then they don't have to pick sides. It's like it is a neutral type situation. Sometimes you don't always have to pick a side. But my thing is like I think people that talk like that, or I'm seeing so many arguments that be on, especially on TikTok and all that stuff, or on different situations. So many stuff that's like that where they feel like that if you don't agree with them, if you don't agree with them, or if you're not you're not feeling what they feeling or something like that, they automatically think that you're attacking them. They feel like you're the enemy because you don't think the same way they think. You know what I'm saying? So I think a person that's like that already going down the wrong route anyways of thinking that way anyway. So like first off, like what is your intentions of why we're battling this situation and stuff, and have you had the time to think about what you're battling against? You know what I'm saying? So being, trying to what's the deal? So in the building, what's the deal? My thing is like it is such thing as a middle type ground, man. You shouldn't have to be forced to pick any side. You know what I'm saying? A person should be able to, be in the middle. You know what made me think about this subject is like just like say if um you it's like a Oreo or something like that, like you the person in the middle and you got two different sets of friends or something like that. You shouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? If you say if one of your friends fall out with another one or something like that, you shouldn't have to be that one that had to pick somebody's side, like who was the best side, something like that. Because like they would have to respect that, that you wasn't the one that fell out with them. I guess it depends on the situation and stuff. Because I can see if it's like a girlfriend or something like that, boyfriend, girlfriend, and y'all split up and the family still trying to be with, what I'm saying? I think that's something that you would have to just eat up and like whatever, you're not with them, even though it's gonna be kind of hard to get over. But, that would be like some type of decision that somebody would have to, that have to make or something like that. And then it had to be dependent on the intentions behind it. So neutrality is a given, but ain't no neutral in things like racism. Yeah, I feel you on that. But no, I don't think somebody, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, even with that, that even depends on the situation. Cause like, first off, what I'm saying is somebody don't have to agree with your way of thinking because they might see something that you might not see. That's what I'm saying. So they might, I'm not saying that somebody gonna side with it. You had to go to the harshest one. You had to go to the harshest one. I'm not talking about racism at all. I'm not talking about that. But racism, that's something. Who gonna agree with that? I don't think that's automatic each side on that one. I don't think it's a neutral person that want to side with both racist side. I never heard that one. I never heard that in my life. I ain't gonna go on this racist side and this racist side. No, that's weird. Uh, no, I'm talking about basically like if you got friends you gotta, or say if you're trying to fight a battle, like, or somebody say that I'm closing the store and the other person saying I'm opening the stores. I'm trying to think of some analogy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to decide between them, they each other's whatever. But it's okay to be like, I ain't gonna pick neither one of y'all sides. You can actually leave that situation though, but that don't make you against them because you think different. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? You're not against somebody because you don't think the same way they think or something like that. Maybe okay. Oh wait, hold up. So hold up. I'm just talking about in a negative way. Just because you don't think the same way as against somebody, that don't mean it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not a fight because y'all think the same way or whatever. But I just feel like that's a force type thing. That's like because I don't agree with my sister with doing something or whatever. That don't mean that I'm fighting her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm against certain ways or something like that, but that don't mean I'm gonna sit there and just have to side with her, you know what I'm saying, because she feel like we're supposed to be sisters and brothers or something like that. No, if you got something negative you doing, I'm not gonna side with you, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean I'm against you. I'm just against your ways, you know what I'm saying, or your way of thinking. But I'm talking about the term itself, the statement itself when a person try to put you in a situation where you have to pick sides, especially if you was between two people or something like that. Now I can see if it just depends on the situation. Like I said, if it's a person saying that you did me wrong or something like that, you have say if it was your best friend or something like that, and your best friend had a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. but you was cool with that girlfriend, boyfriend. But then again, your best friend was the one, that did the dirt, cheated on them. But then they expect you to separate with, they think, but they the one messed up. You know what I'm saying? They the one, you see something that they don't, so they can't say that just because they can't see what you doing. You know what I mean? See how your way of thinking. That don't mean um that you against them. You just against their ways. Their way of thinking, or you don't agree with what they're doing, basically. That's all that is. So just to say that, oh, nah, I do feel like you did them wrong or something like that, they would have to deal with it. They can't stop, they're gonna stop being your best friend or something like that because you still cool with, the ex, because obviously, like, you pointed out what was wrong in that situation and let them know that they was the wrong one. I shouldn't have to split up with, you know, they say the girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, because y'all was cool, but you the one that technically did them wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can see if it's the opposite. If they did you wrong, of course, yes, you're gonna slide with your best friend. Like, okay, nah, you did do them wrong. Forget that. We don't need to be. You don't be. I don't need to be around these connections and all that stuff. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I'm just saying, it's many things where I just don't feel that term though. I don't think it's always like that. Like, because when they use that term, they make it seem like that you are forced to not like another person because that person don't like another person type situation. You know what I'm saying? So I with that whole term, I don't think that's always like that though. Like, maybe a lot of the times, yes, say if it's a war or something like that, yes, most of the time they are against you. You know what I'm saying? They are against you, but that's something that don't have to be acknowledged or something. Like, it ain't got to be. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who you're fighting anyway. So you don't have to say you're either with me or against me or something like that. You don't have to really say that term though. It's just maybe they don't want to fight that battle with you right now. You know what I'm saying? If somebody you trying to recruit and then they like no or something like that, I can't do that. I have, you know what I mean? Come with something or whatever. That don't mean they're against you. They just have their priority, or they got their way of thinking. Maybe they scared to fight that battle. Maybe they don't want to put their self at harm because you willing to do it or something like that. That don't mean that they are against you. That's my whole point. That don't mean they're against you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just your way of thinking or what you trying to do. That's what they're against. But you as a person, they're not against you. They still, cool with you. They just can't join you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when, like, say if your friends you got some friends that want to sit there and go out and, like, I was in one of these situations before. They wanted to go out and steal cars. Let's go carjack some cars and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, but that was like, I eventually left that group. But even with that situation, we friends, but you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not doing that tonight. Or no, I'm not about to do that because I don't want to be in this situation just in case some stuff go wrong. I don't even feel like they should have did it. You know what I'm saying? So, but you can't tell people stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they got to learn. They the ones that got to learn. Because I'm not about to put myself in that predicament because y'all thinking like that way or something like that. But like I said, I'm not against that person as a whole. I'm just against what they're doing. I'm against what they intentions is behind that situation. So it is a difference, but saying, because, like, just basically I'm saying is, just because somebody joined the fight with you, that don't mean they wouldn't willing to fight with you. They just don't want to fight from within that situation. That's all it is. They just don't want to fight right now. You know what I'm saying? But a person can get your back, but they don't have to have your back on every situation. I'm gonna put it that way. Something like that. What's the deal from Stevie from England? What's the deal, man? How you feeling? So, um, like I said, that term itself, that statement itself is just, I feel like that's like a dangerous type statement though. Like, I feel like that person that really feel that way, like, it's somebody you really don't need to connect with, because that's somebody that will kind of turn their back on you. they will kind of turn their back on you, especially if you don't agree with what they say. And it shouldn't be like that. Some people will have to understand that you don't understand them at the moment, or maybe they can't, or maybe they had to put themselves first sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They feel like this the fight that they cannot join because they might have other things they have to do, or they feel like what you're doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So you can't feel like just because a person is not willing to join that fight with you now, that don't mean they're gonna ever join the fight with you. Yeah, they're gonna eventually do it because y'all friends, y'all cool, you know what I'm saying, something like that, or y'all peoples, y'all, all that. But that, like I said, that don't mean just because they don't want to participate in what you participating in, that don't mean that they are against you as a whole or against you as a human. Difference of opinion doesn't make someone a bad person. Exactly, and that's my whole point. You know what I'm saying? Because like. And that's what, a lot of people on here, they self, like, they be feeling like that's why they get disrespectful and stuff. That's why I be had made my room like, hey, you can disagree, but just don't disrespect, because I know people get emotional and stuff. They get in their ways and all this stuff. And it's like, man, I'm just, I don't agree with your way of thinking. That's it. Or I just don't understand it right now. You know what I'm saying? So that don't mean I don't like you as a person. I just don't understand what you're saying. That's all it is. And they will have to understand that. Like, everybody really on this earth is different. Everybody got their own, like I always tell people, they got their own way of thinking. They're entitled to what they believe in and all that. So you can't stop somebody from, like, I got many of friends that got different beliefs, different beliefs, different all type of stuff. They play basketball. I might play football. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That don't make us not friends. You know what I'm saying? So, ENF at the door, emotions. Yeah, exactly. You already know. You know, Ariel. What's the deal? How you feeling today? People today don't like different opinions that don't align with how they feel or think. Sadly, most definitely. Exactly. You got that right. What's the deal, Savvy? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I remember you. I remember. I'm good. I'm good, Ariel. But yeah, I just feel that, like, and I've been hearing that lately. Like, it's just like he said. It's even that's part of that agree. You either against me, you either with me, against me situation too. Like when somebody, as soon as you disagree with somebody, they just feel like you're straight attacking them or something like that. Like, no, it's not like that. Because I wouldn't. That don't mean everybody got to agree with everything you say out your mouth, and you shouldn't agree with everything I say. I want to hear your side of what you think. And you hear what I side. Okay, if we come to we talk about it and we still might not come to a agreement, you know what I'm saying? It's always that good little cop out, the agree to disagree. I ain't gonna say it's a cop out. It's a, good way to keep peace. Agree to disagree, because at the moment we have two different mindsets. That's all we have to, have to understand at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when the time come, I'm going to understand what you mean. Maybe the time come, you're going to understand. Maybe it would never happen. So we just got to live with that. That's all it is. Yes, most definitely. And that's the thing. People put their feelings in everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like, people don't have to, just because somebody don't join your fight, that don't mean that they're not willing to fight for you. That's my main thing. So, they just not fight for you at the moment. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something better they have to do. Maybe it's something that they're trying to personally look out for. Something they got to dodge. They might have something against us, against them at the moment, and they can't join that fight with you. You know what I'm saying? So if you got you a real one, they gon' when the time is needed, they're gonna be there. I'm just saying like that. I'm put it that way. When they need you to do it, I mean, when a person, or you need them to do it, or you need them, that's when that person will be there for you. You know what I'm saying? When they feel like it's real important. And then again, like, some stuff you gotta realize that some stuff might be important to you, but it might not be important to the to the next person. It might not be. I mean, you gotta understand that too. But only a real friend, a real partner, or something, they are going to understand that. Like, you know what? It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Like, they shouldn't be dependent on you to align with exactly with everything they say. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't depend on that, because if if a person or a friend, put it this way, they only with you. Because first, there got to be good intentions behind it. But if they only with you because you always agree with everything they say, I can understand. Okay, I can understand that they're with you because y'all have some type of connections that most of the stuff y'all might agree with, but they only agree with you because you only agree with them. I mean, they only with you because you only agree with them. That I don't think that's like a real friend, anyways. Or eventually that's going to break off down the line because they only with you because what you're saying is making them feel good at the moment. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody with somebody for a reason. But soon as something that don't align with them, they'll be that quick ones to get in their feelings and get the heck on. You know what I'm saying? Real friends fight and argue. Most definitely they do, and they get back right with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how it is. You know, they go through their tough times because the thing is humans. You know what I'm saying? So they fight, they come back. You know, it be stuff like I said, a lot of feelings come part of that, and that's every human got emotions, they got feelings and all that. So that's kind of expected. But trying to force somebody, or just because somebody don't agree with you now, just because they don't agree with you now, that's just a messed up way of thinking. I feel like for anybody to be like that. I've been trying to get out of like thinking that way. I don't think I ever thought that way like that deep. You know what I'm saying? Because I was fully aware that everybody had their own way of thinking. Maybe I get in my feelings of passionate, like, how you don't believe in what I believe? That only sound right. That only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, whatever. You know, it just depends. It depends on the subject. All of us, have it sometimes. But I'm just saying that if a person kind of, put their foot down on that, you either with me or against me type situation, and they quick to cut you off because you don't align with what they believe, and then they was never meant anyways. They're not meant for that situation anyways, because that mean they're so weak. They're so weak because they can't take a disagreement, or they can't take a opposition or something like that. They probably call you a op or something like that, but I'm just saying, a little opposition at that time, then that's goodbye, night night. You know what I'm saying? They don't that was never a real friend. They was just string along because, like I said, that's what be a lot of the situation. A lot of people string along because you say that nice juicy stuff in their ear, make them feel good, and then like I said, they're gonna show their true colors as soon as you say something wrong. Because it's gonna be something that hit home about them. Like, you had never talked about that. What the heck? I don't remember. You never did that or something like that. So they're gonna be they're going up. Good night, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, that kind of ties into with growth and stuff, which I talked about that on my other live and stuff. Like, people do come and go, and I even realize in this journey of what I'm doing right now, people gonna come and go. That's just part of life. That's the only way you gotta grow. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna peel off. The more you get bigger, the more other people are gonna start falling off. The weaker ones gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? The people and some gonna join because the stronger you get, you gonna start matching with the ones that you supposed to match with. Some gonna stay around. They gonna stay around and try to they gonna stay around. The real ones gonna stay around until you align with the people but it's nobody that I don't think that agrees with every last thing or fight every fight that everybody do. You know what I'm saying? That's just I think that'd be like, to do that, something like that, you got not a mind of your own. I would say that. I doubt that. I don't think you have a mind of your own. I don't think so. Because to be like that, I mean, you're like a robot, or a yes man, a yes woman, a yes friend, or something like that. Like, it's no way. Because you straight don't have you don't have no backbone at all. Hold up. In the money, you find out real fast who your friends are when you ask for it back. You most definitely, you most definitely will. They be taking their time to get your money back, and if they get mad, why you like, duh, why you hassling me? I never said nothing. I just asked. Did you remember? I asked her. You told me you was gonna give it to me Thursday, so it's Thursday. I'm just trying to make sure you forget. You know what I'm saying? You're human. You'll forget. I forget. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, I never understood that though. People, and they gotta understand that. Like, shoot, if you make a promise, even with that, you made a promise and you don't do it, you know what I'm saying? That's looking bad on your end too. You know what I'm saying? What you thought I was gonna forget? You not gonna forget when I start to borrow some money from you, so you can't. You gotta. That's why I said people never put themselves in other people's shoes and stuff. You wasn't gonna forget when I had money. You gonna be on my head the same way, so. You know what I'm saying? But there, you do that, that will show how real a friend is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they do forget. Sometimes, I would probably forget or something like that. So I wouldn't be in my feelings like, dang, why you supposed to remember you on my head? Like, you You shouldn't have never said that. You know what I'm saying? You never shouldn't have made that promise. Then that promise wouldn't have been held over your head. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay communicated. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit there. That look kind of trying to think snaky type. You know what I'm saying? Try to make sure to see if they gonna forget. Like, oh, did you forget? Please forget. You know what I'm saying? It's been a month. Hopefully you forgot. As soon as they hit you on a month later, you get mad about it. Like, oh, what type of friend? You know what I'm saying? How you get mad? But yeah, most definitely. That will tell something for sure. I just asked to borrow it back. Borrow it back and it stay in your pocket after that. How you gotta borrow your own money that you borrow your own money that you lent out. You want to know who your true friends are, ask them help you move. I feel so guilty on that stuff because I don't think I did it all the time. Some of the time. Now most of the time I have help move and stuff. I think it depends on the situation. No, I'm gonna put it this way. Because it can go either way. It's all about understanding at the end of the day. So ask them to help you move. But if that person don't help you move and they had a valid reason behind it or something like that and they get mad, then they just as bad. You know what I'm saying? The person if I ask them and I'm getting mad like, oh, why you can't help me? You never got my, you know what I'm saying? Then, if I can't understand why that they probably got something going on, they might have to take care of their kids or something like that, or you know what I'm saying, they might have to do something. If I can't understand that, then I was never the real friend. I'm getting mad because they can't sit there and help me move because I'm not understandable. I'm just a little spoiled friend after that. So yeah, that can go both ways. But if they gotta make up some stuff to help you and they just sit there playing a video game or something like that, yeah, that's sad. You know what I'm saying? Just be real and say you lazy, you don't feel like it. Just do that. I'd rather take that or something like that instead of gotta make up 100 things or whatever. But that stuff that's not too bad. You can waiver that too, because sometimes they just be scared to say no. You got to just understand that they scared to say no sometimes. It's just all about how you feel about how they treated you in that situation. Me, myself, I'm trying to be more understanding of people and forgiving about situations because I understand that everybody can't come straight with what they don't know how to let people down and stuff. They don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? Because they scared of if it's gonna hurt your feelings and stuff. I'll be the same way sometimes. I don't like to say no to my friends sometimes, especially if I ain't feeling like it. I'm sleeping deep in my bed and they want to say, I need you to do this, but the thing is, like, I got friends that's like that too, and they come when they come. When I really need them, yeah, they do. Like, man, I need one of y'all to take me to work or something like, cause I gotta go to work. My car went down or something like that. I just need y'all, and both of them, both my friends, they'll go out that way. I did the same thing for my friends. I only got two main friends, and you know what I'm saying, I do that, and we both look out for each other. Maybe the little petty stuff or something like that. It'd be some other stuff. Maybe they make up excuses. But when it comes to like me having to go to work or something like that, that's when you could tell. Like, it's the level of importance it is. And if they help you out, like, it could be little simple stuff. Maybe even be money or something like that. I ain't gonna take that too serious either, because sometimes they be like that. But something like I gotta go to work or something like that, they would probably break go through it and come out and go out their way to get me. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's a real friend. I would say that. But say lack of communication can mess up a lot of things. Oh yeah, exactly. Lack of communication and a lack of understanding too. You know what I'm saying? I always got to put understanding in it, because I always say that understanding is the key to life. I always say that. It's what you understand. You ain't got to communicate no more. I always tell people that. Once you understand, you good, you Gucci. Once y'all understand each other, that's like a couple things I recommend. That'll make a healthy type of life and just relationship, all that peace and understanding put together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna make anything work. You gonna try to make anything work from that point, because y'all got the main two things that y'all got set in your mind. So yeah, but yeah, yeah, that joke. I just be hearing that statement. I heard it kind of recently too, and it made me think on that. Like, man, why people be really thinking like you either with me or against me? That shows a lot about you. That kind of contradict what you said. I can agree to disagree. No, I don't show that, because if a person you saying that yeah, you either with me or against me, that's a crazy way of thinking. Like, you really contradict yourself there. So that mean you can't disagree with them. You can't You can't even admit you dang near got to do with everything they say in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, people gotta just be more understanding of each other, man. That's all. That's all it is. They gotta be more understanding of each other. I would say dodge. I would actually say dodge people like that, like low key, until they grow up, until they grow their mind up and stuff. I would say straight up dodge that. You know what I'm saying? Good looks, Crawler. Well, Crawler, what's the deal, man? You feeling all right? All right today. But I would say, like, yeah, people that just talk like that, and they come with that stuff with that, like, that's like I said, they just they trying to put you in this little thing. They probably spoiled 9 times out of 10. They got the spoiled type mindset, and it's either me or, you know what I'm saying. Nah, I would just say straight up, just dodge that, man. That'll save you a headache. I don't think they no real friend after that. No, I don't. You know, I would straight up dodge that. I was straight up for real, because nobody should ever have to put you in that type of box or something like that, because it's showing already that that it's their way or the highway type situation. You know what I'm saying? That's another, man. That's another thing. That's like another ego type situation too. Like I tell people, them 3 things I'm always be saying in my room is putting your ego and pride to the side, and emotional control and accountability. Them 3 things, man. That's tearing this world up right now. Them are the 3 things, man. Them the 3 most important things in this world, man. And even ego is part of the emotions, but I'm just saying that that's like the main one, besides just controlling all the emotions. But I'm saying ego, putting that to the side, that's like the top one that's tearing everybody up to this day. Just that, because that is like, that's another ego type thing, telling somebody, my way to the highway type mindset and stuff. That's just no difference from that. You either with me or against me thing. Cause them the ones that just, what? You said something, what? You actually said no? You know what I'm saying? They get super mad. You could tell, like, right, tell somebody no. You'll see they side too. Say that no word. Oh my. That would not, man. That would be a lie. You depending on how somebody take that answer, no would tell a lot. If you see that face just ball up like a little paper ball or something, do something like that, man. That'll tell it all right there. They would call them the my ways or the highways. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly who they are. Then them are the ones you want to dodge. My thing is, I would say just depend on your tolerance on that person though. But just know that you just gotta watch out for that though, because some people do. If you make them aware of what they're doing, depending on if they're trying to sit there and listen, they will come back around and try to work on that situation. Because some people just they probably don't know they are that way. They probably don't know that they are that way. So you will have to, make them aware of what they're doing. That you doing that my way or highway type stuff. That with me or against me type stuff. Shoot, you can't be putting me on that type of situation. Make it seem like I gotta listen. I gotta understand. I gotta do everything you say type. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes if they take the time, they really trying to be your friend. They will sit there and try to listen. They really trying to be one with you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to listen to what listen. What the heck? So what's the deal, King in the building? How you feeling, man? I miss you, man. I miss you. Give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been on some days though, man. But yeah, that's just, what was I saying? That crime he cool threw me off, man. How you feeling, man? How you feeling today? Um. Yeah, like I said, it's just like I said. Then depending on if you talk to them and you let them know about themselves, like, yeah, you being very egotistic type stuff, or you doing this, you know what I'm saying? It might hurt their feelings at the moment. If they stay mad at you for the rest of their life, then whatever. They'll come back around later if they do or not. That's what I said. But you gotta just let them know if they're really your friend and you want them to be aware that I don't have to, do everything you tell me. I don't have to agree with everything you tell me. It ain't with me or against me type situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I am with you. I'm still with you. I'm still cool with you, but I just can't agree with you. That's the difference. I'm with you, but I just can't agree with you. That's what that's what they got to understand. And if once they take the time to, understand that, that's that they gonna stick around. They don't stick around, them are not the friends there for you. You know what I'm saying? Being to their will. Right, exactly. That's what it is. And so, like I said, And that's what I'm saying. Them the ones that want you to that do that. You're either with me or against me type statements and stuff. And like I said, that tells a lot about a person when they like that. When they talk like that, that they just used to running things. You know what I'm saying? They used to, like I said, having it my way or the highway. And them the ones that usually can't even keep a friend. They can't keep a relationship. They can't keep none of that. They can't even keep. They have probably snakes in their group that they probably call them snakes, but they probably deserve to get snaked on. You know what I'm saying? Get snaked on. But, you know, a person that's like that, you gotta sometimes if they gotta be known, especially if you got a friend that's like that. Like, man, I can't keep doing this stuff your way. It could be your sister or your brother and stuff. You gotta talk to them and stuff. Like, man, I can't keep doing it this way. You gotta let them know, like, nah, it don't always work like that. Because the thing is, it's like once a person grow up, and I've got a few people like that. They grow up that way. They gonna be that. That's like almost in a part of their DNA type situation. Like that's just them from there, like you could tell they whole lifestyle start being like that either with me against me type lifestyle and stuff. Like they used to always gotta, this must go like this, and this is the best way to do it and all that stuff. That's that, and that turn into that, and that's all dealing with the ego. That's some ego type prideful people that do, their main ones that do that stuff. They do that, and they never have got checked on it. They never got checked on it, or if they did, what they did was just left the people that did check them on it and then talk to somebody else. Was like, no, it ain't like that. You ain't like that and stuff, because they're scared. The person that they talk to just scared to hurt their feelings and stuff. That's all it is. So, yes, control freaks. Exactly. That's basically what that is. That's exactly what that is. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, anybody that's like that, like I said, I ain't gonna say you gotta X them all off like that. Just make them aware of it. Make them aware of it. Don't worry about coddling their feelings and make it feel good. Just tell them, talk to them, talk to them a smooth way. Let them know what they're doing and get them to try to understand it. Because some people just got to get a little talk to and stuff to understand it. You know what I'm saying? So just so they can know, like, because if they heard it from some other people, I'm pretty sure they probably heard it if from a stranger or something like that. And if everybody in the world had told them that, so they gotta, maybe they can listen to their friend. Maybe they're gonna take time to, analyze their self and think within themselves like, dang, my friend is telling me this too. Let me think on what the heck I'm doing. Why is I'm talking like, what I'm saying? Maybe that sounds like a fairy tale or whatever, but it is what it is. Cause like the thing is, you don't want to have a weird type living life because you're trying to adjust yourself to their feelings or their way of thinking and stuff. Like that's robot type stuff, and that you're not comfortable with you being you and stuff. Like I said, I understand adapting to friends, families, and relationships, adapting, yeah. But when it comes to something serious like that, where you have to uh adapt to their say type stuff, like, I don't think you want to do like that. That's like that. Like I said, that's just having no backbone. That's like having, nah. I don't think you want to do that, man. That'd be a crazy way of, because I don't think nobody need friends that bad. You know what I'm saying? To sit there and just kiss butt all day. I don't think so. But, just, man. But, who else in here, man? If y'all want to hit the box, man, y'all can hit the box now. I think I might have slowed down. I'm trying to think of something else, though. But if y'all want to hit the box, I'm ready for people now. I got my little, I got it out. Got it out. But, man, it's just, that stuff is wild, man. You will see a lot of people, and I think a lot of people on this app is like that with me or against me type mindset. A lot of people is like that. They feel that way, and that's just straight up. That's ego. That's straight ego type stuff, man. Oh, you're not fighting with me, or you don't believe that, or something like that. You thought that was right. Like, dude, take the time to actually hear what a person is saying. And just, let them try their best. That don't mean because y'all don't understand each other at the moment that they don't like you or something like that. Don't mean they just don't understand what you're saying, right? Sometimes people just don't understand what you're saying now. That's why they probably wouldn't agree with you. But you gotta understand it. But that don't mean that they just don't like you as a person. You know what I'm saying? Especially y'all was cool all this time, and then as soon as they feel like, that don't mean they don't like you. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eat my fries, man. But people just gotta understand more. If you're really trying to be friends with somebody, you're gonna try to understand them as best as you can. If you want a relationship to work, you're gonna try to understand them as best as you can. You gotta realize that it ain't always your way. You don't always have to be the one that try to be understood. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you're working towards, you're gonna try to understand them. You can't count on somebody to try to understand you. They will have to do the same thing I'm telling you to do. You know what I'm saying? You will have to understand them, just like they will have to understand you. But you can't count on somebody trying to understand you. That's the difference. You can't count on that. When you do all that, that's like counting on somebody to make you happy. That's dang near the same thing you doing right there. You're counting on somebody to make you happy and stuff. No, you better find your way to make yourself happy before you trying to count on somebody to make you happy. You already setting yourself up for failure already on that situation. But who was up in here? Oh, sure. Uh, Ariel, you still in here? Or whoever want to hit in this box? He said, "What do you mean? What do I mean by what? What you mean?" What do you mean? What's the deal, Ariel, in the building?
Working.
Oh,
Crazy
she work,
client
work,
due for
work,
5
work, work,
p.m.
work.
5 p.m. That's it. Cutoff time. 5
So you
p.m.
just told it in the background. So you said, dang, you just missed as soon as I got finished. What I mean by this is that, it's a lot of people that says that you're either with me or against me or something like that. And I feel like
Controlling. I think it's a
yeah, that's kind of
controlling
controlling and
statement.
stuff. That's forcing somebody to do something that they might not do, or forcing somebody to agree with what you don't, what they agree with type situation. I feel like that's like some type of pride, ego type thing, control freak. That's like my way type, highway type situation.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that with that statement, that's something that really don't have to be said because if you're going against somebody, thank you for that. Yeah, but if you're going to, yeah, yep. But if you're going against somebody, you don't have to acknowledge that because you're already going against that person already. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're against you already. But when you say that out loud, because I be seeing like old videos be like that. I done seen like friends say that, people on TikTok be feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you disagree with them, that's how they feel. Like you're not with me, so you're against me or something like that. So that is not a true. I don't think that's a true statement. You know what I'm saying? An all the way true statement because that's something that don't have to be said out loud. Because of course, a person that's against you already know they're against you. That's something that you don't have to say out loud. Like that's you're my enemy. I want to let you know you're either my enemy or with me. Like, dude, of course that don't make sense. So yeah. I just been hearing people saying that junk like, oh, that don't mean that. And it tell a lot about a person when they talk like that. When you hear a person say something like that, it tell a lot about them. So what you doing? You working too hard over there, yeah?
I don't know. Could have done this earlier, but they didn't have approval.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just don't have choices, right? And you gotta strike while the iron's hot. And when you can make $500, you make $500.
Hey, okay, okay.
Can't
I know
say
you was
no,
saying what
right?
you said. You was telling me about the somebody doing what was that thing you said? You said you wish somebody can do something for you. I remember you was saying that
Invoices.
in my live last time.
Invoices.
Invoices,
I
yeah.
will. Yes, I got them all done this morning. I got them all done. And guess what happens when I
Mm-hmm.
get my invoices done? Things drop on my lap.
500.
After this one here, I got a
Ooh,
family of
okay.
4 that's going from the east coast of Canada to the west coast of Canada in 11
Mm-hmm.
days. But
Mm.
this is one of those clients that you don't expect any differently because, like me, I've trained them. As soon if you know you want to travel, you give me your dates. I put you in my
Mm-hmm.
seat folder if we can go. Yeah, because like the fares come out in the market 350 some odd days in advance. So if I can get you the cheap
Mm.
space at the cheap price, that's the best way to go.
Mm. Okay.
But these clients, no.
But I gotta be with you or
no.
against you. Which one?
Pardon?
I say I gotta be with you or against you. It's like,
Yeah. Which one do you choose? I accept it with love, and
okay,
I move from there.
I'm with you. You know I'm with you, Ariel.
100%.
Oh my boy is coming up. He better not have the bubbles around him and stuff. Not the bubble bath going and stuff.
Okay, wait a second. Oh,
It's like,
hold on. Display R, display HDE.
what happened? Did they let him in? Or is it gonna let him in slow? It's gonna let him in slow.
Okay, no service fee on this
What's
one.
the deal? No waste. It's in the building. How you feeling? How you feeling? There you go.
Oh, there I go.
There you go. That was what he was waiting like. Come on, come on.
And things started, as soon as you chime in, the thing started spinning and cycling. Realized I'm in my office and I don't have my Wi-Fi on, so I had to turn the Wi-Fi on. Oops.
How your stuff been going, man?
Oh, we're doing, man. It's going good, man. We still rocking it steady.
That's what I like to hear, man.
You know,
I know
solid
you be in. I
people.
be trying to catch you while I'm in the bathroom. Sometimes I be in my when I sit on the bathroom.
As I catch
So
y'all in the afternoon, I be in the tub. Y'all like, come on up in the box. I'm in the tub, man. I can't go in the box.
Yeah, I know. Let me not say what I had said before by mistake, and I be up out this box.
Kevin requests me, and Kevin be trying to get me in the box. About you either with me or you against me, King.
Right, exactly.
You come in the box, I'm blocking you.
Exactly. If you ain't my friend, if you don't come in the box, it's my way or the highway.
People do that in desperation to intimidate people a lot of times, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're doing. They're trying to intimidate people because they're afraid to be alone. They're afraid to do things on their own. So it's a scare tactic. Like, you with me or you against me? And the truth is, if this is your last option, then you ain't got no way. You ain't got no chance of doing what you're doing because you feel like you need me to be with you for this to work. You know, sometimes I'm not capable. Sometimes I don't agree with you. Good friends, we don't always agree. But hey, man, exactly. I'm about to jump in the traffic cab. Either you with me or you against me. What? It don't make sense.
That's exactly sound like how, that's how I sound too, right? I'm jumping in the traffic.
Come on, man. We
did that as mad kids too, but that's what make it worse. They get mad at it too. They be like, "So you not? So you gonna say like?" They be super mad. They only making themselves mad. I believe a lot of them that be saying that stuff. I don't even think they really believe that for real. Like, they really just be mad because, just like how you said, because they feel like they're gonna be alone type situation. I understand that too. And me being a good person, you know what I'm saying? I would try to understand it. Like, I understand that you know, whatever, but you know, that's something that they will have to grow within themselves to understand the other side. Like, you know, oh, he didn't want to do it because I was jumping in the street and I know he, you know what I'm saying? They will have to just understand it if they really trying to rock with you.
Man, I'm like this. If I'm anti something you do, does not mean I'm anti all of you. That's exactly just the bottom line, man. Hey, you man, you eat asparagus, man. I don't eat asparagus, man. You with me or against me, man. Put that asparagus down. It's not, you know. What kind of monkey junk is that, man? You know, just putting people in obligated decisions because you got a decision to make. The truth is, that's your decision to make, not mine. Right. That's that right. That's that right. Look, you said it good, right? You either with me or against me. That's that ride or die mentality.
Oh.
It don't even make sense, man. But if I go down, let's go. I'm going down with you, man.
Oh,
what?
I've never thought about that. It is like a part 2 of that. That's crazy.
That was the modification of it. It was the modification of it, man. Your boy gonna do something crazy, so you gonna just do it just because we cool on the strength of you know what we buddies and you loaned me $20 before, so let me go risk my life now. What? Man, get out of here, dude. I tell you what, right? you go out there and do what you do, and I'm gonna support you by going there and getting an obituary ready. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I know why I did that. I'm not doing that, dude.
No wasting time. Like, nope, you're on your own.
You think that song go, "You're on your own"? Nah, man. You got to allow people to
I
have
ain't
their
never thought
independent
about that. That
thoughts.
is another saying too.
Ride or
Rider
die.
under live. I'm gonna say that one for
Yeah,
you.
let's say that. I ain't got in trouble yet, so I slide
I
through sometimes. I gotta be careful. I said too many times they gonna have the radar on
ain't
me.
thought about it too.
They hear me like, who said that? Who said that? And I gotta back up. You know.
I'm trying to find it. That's what TikTok going crazy. Like, where is it at? I know I heard the word. I'm ready for CG. Use
Hey,
CG real quick.
I
Community.
throw them off. I throw them off sometimes when I interpret other people's statement for them. So they're confused. I couldn't. They didn't come from here, did it?
And that's what they said on the video game.
Right.
They said that on a movie.
Oh, dude. You
That's
never know.
too funny. Oh man, I got so many because I took 2 days off this thing though, but I got so many good topics. I'm now I got them boys set up now. I'm ready though. I told you I'm about to try to be powerful this year, man. I'm gonna get
Oh
some
yeah.
stuff going. I got a lot of topics too though. But I took my break because I had to catch up with my other videos and stuff. I got so many clips I gotta make and stuff off my other videos. So
Right.
I just took a break so I can listen. Because what I do is listen to all these videos and I try to, when I put them on YouTube and then I take off the parts that I felt was most important in there and stuff, and
Right. It's
make
good.
stuff out of
Editing it
it.
out.
So.
Yeah, dude. I finally got an assistant, so I'm gonna have more time to start editing and structuring the podcast and YouTube for what we do. Now that I got my
Oh
sister in,
yeah.
she's good too. So like, okay, that now I can breathe. It's like, dude.
Right.
But yeah,
Man, I
man,
can't wait. I want to see it, man. I swear I want to see all of us grow, man.
that's the goal, man.
Us,
And your own. And
that's
the
the
thing
goal
is,
for sure. I
I don't
tell
want to
you.
just see people grow. I want to see people grow in their own arena. Like this is the way you wanted to do it, and it appeal to that group of people that's gonna support you. Don't mean it's the same for mine. Me and my boy was just talking about that, man. Somebody like
Yep.
we said something this morning or sometime today or whenever, and the person was offended by that, right? And look, y'all know I told you I got a personal brand. I go by King. And you know, King, I've lived as a passive person for a long time with everybody. I got to be on their side. Once I finally decided to free myself, I do what I want. I say what I want when I want. And you don't have to agree. You're going to respect me and I'm going to respect you. But I can't control if you're offended by something I said. I can't control if you don't agree with something I said. This is me. And no point in time, everybody knows me. I never set out to deliberately offend people, but some people get offended because you agree with one thing. The whole country is built that way. You like one president, then they feel like you anti them. What? I didn't run for office.
Ooh, you hitting on something for sure.
Like,
Oh
I didn't
my.
run. Why you mad at me because that person is speaking to something that I relate to and I favor, and that's not the one you favor? It's like it makes no sense. They all gonna do the same thing no matter what. It's just that one sound. I had to vote, so that would sound more like what I want. So that's what I voted for. I'm independent. I can swing anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
I might shoot Republican. I might shoot Democrat. It just depends on what they're talking about. So I tell you, you ain't gonna box me in. That's kind of like matter of fact that statement you made today. You know who did that? Biden did it. He said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. He did it.
That's how they do you too, though. That is this world. That's crazy.
He did exactly what you just said. You either with me or you're against me. You do what I do, you're not us. What? Man, get out of here, dude. It's like you fell off your bike.
Man, I have enough on my plate. I choose to let people be
There you
responsible for their
go.
own feelings.
Absolutely.
Yes, no waste. No, she be on point. She knows she be on point for sure.
Yeah, man. You got time to be carrying your emotional load, man. You got to get some emotional intelligence. Except
That's funny. Right? I ain't think about it, man. You right about
I
that.
expect anywhere between the range of 45 and 50% of people disagree with my thinking at any given time. That's my expectation.
Yeah.
And depending on the time of day in the conversation, in the topic, it might be 75% of people disagree. But I don't care about the ones who disagree. I just care about the ones that agree so we can have a civil dialogue about it. Shape my mind. And if you disagree, if you do it respectfully, you can help me grow. My favorite thing is this. Prove me wrong, and I enjoy it because I've learned something. I love
I
when
was
people
just about to
prove me
get
wrong.
to that. You already got to it too. I actually look for people to disagree with me just so I can see. I'm gonna ask them to understand why they do it. I want to understand why you're doing it. Then, but at the end of the day, I'm here to learn anyways. I like learning and I like teaching at the same time. So hey, you know what I'm saying?
Look, I do consulting. I do consulting all day long. So business consulting.
Mm-hmm.
And there be tons of people who figure they got it together. I mean, I got a sign on one of my tables. It says I might be wrong, but I doubt it. That's my challenge for them to present the evidence and facts. If I'm wrong, don't tell me you feel like I'm wrong. Well, how am I wrong? And the thing is, we'll disagree and still work together at the end of the day. For me, that's a sign of
Mm-hmm.
emotional weakness. If you disagree with somebody, now you don't want to be friends with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to talk to them, man. That's you the problem.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like people that's like that, you will have to like they would show themselves, and that means that what I'm saying if they not willing to stick with you even because y'all don't agree with each other or something like that, they was never meant to be around anyways. They were only
Look,
with you because you was soothing their mind and rubbing they head, making them feel good at them. Well, that's all it is because you was saying everything right. That's all it is.
right.
But it shouldn't be like that. You
Look,
should be around when I say stuff wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? We still here to understand each other. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And not be your robot. I'm not your robot. You're not mine. You know what I'm saying? So
I was a trainer at
it
a
is
home
what it
health
is.
company, right? And I remember having to go in and I had these staff who kept on having conflict with the client. The client was paranoid schizophrenic. So if you know anything about it, people with paranoid schizophrenia, they can hear something, see something that you don't hear necessarily or see, and it's reality to them. So the clients were getting in an argument with this guy. They were telling him, that ain't no sound,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't there, you don't see that. And I had to teach them, say, look, you gotta understand something. Perception is reality for people, right? I said, so the way I need you to respond to this guy, when
Mm-hmm.
he tells you, I heard this, or actually, did you hear that? All you got to say is, I didn't hear what you heard. I didn't see what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take away his perspective. Allow him to have his perspective, but ensure him that you didn't hear it, but I'm going to help you if you need it. And once they started doing that, the whole dynamics of the relationship changed. I treat
Mm-hmm.
people like that. When you say, well, I see it this way, you're entitled to that. And it's not my responsibility to take
Exactly.
away what you believe you saw. You share your insights and your experiences. I'm gonna share mine. Between the two, we'll fix them out. And here's the bad news: most time people that's arguing, they're both right. They're both
Exactly.
correct on
Just
their
saying it two different
perspective,
ways.
but they're defending their position is the problem, right? The ego, like, no, I was like, me and this one girl, I love having these friendly conversations, debates with the women sometime online. And the one would say, all men are
Mm-hmm.
this and that. I say, how many men have you, ma'am? How many men have you dated in your life? She's like, for 10, 15. I said, now how many men live in this country alone? Now, what is the percentage of men that you've had experience with determine that all of them are bad? And we all do that. We have a small
We do
sample
that.
of
We
something
did.
in life, and we use infinity words to describe it all. Always,
Yeah.
never, everybody. And the truth is, no. In
Mm-hmm.
my
To make
experiences, I
ourselves feel
always
good.
run into the wrong person. Somebody help me get a better picker. That's all you gotta say. That's all, that's all you gotta say, because there's good people out there at the end of the
It
day.
is
But
most definitely.
sometimes the way we conduct ourselves and the way we think attract us to the same people over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like I said on my other stuff, it's like once you change yourself, you change your way of picking and stuff too.
That
Did I
part,
post that
dude.
one already? But whatever. But yeah, basically, yeah. When you change yourself, you change your way of picking it. And so it's obvious if you keep picking that same type of person, you didn't change something about yourself then.
Right. It's like people, you keep picking a losing lottery
Hey,
ticket. I
what's the
mean,
deal? I am Mrs. Benjamin. What's the deal? How you feeling? Welcome to the live.
When I heard that there were people here that can continue to talk when they're wrong, I had to come up, and I was trying to find out what we were talking about because I love to conversate with those that are willing to challenge what they think they know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I'm willing to hear people out and all that stuff just to see. But with me, I'll make sure I ask 100 questions behind it because I want to know. Like I said, I ask
mhm.
questions to understand. I don't try to. Some people probably look at it like you asking the question, try to make me look bad or something like that. No, but if you solid in what you know, then you know what I'm saying. How I'm gonna make you look bad? You solid in what you know. I'm just asking questions. Everybody should be ready for anybody that's making statements, facts, and all that stuff. Whatever they want to say, they should be ready to answer that stuff and answer with their chest sticking out. You know what I'm saying? So they shouldn't be like, "Oh, you're trying to make me look stupid" or something like that. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? We just want to know how much you know. You know what I'm saying? How much you know about what you saying that you know. That's all that is.
Right.
Hmm. So you
Yeah.
guys
How you
didn't
feel?
have
Hey,
a
how you feel about the topic though?
Well, let's see. What is the topic? Because that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm gonna have to say that is the truth, and you know, there's the scripture that says
What's
that's
that?
supposed to be the instruction, the basic instruction. So, uh, and I guess if there was someone who thought differently, then in what situation would that be?
So can you elaborate on that? You said it's a scripture and all that. Explain what that was. What that is.
That if you're not with me, then you against me.
Okay. And
And
you
I
said if that's not a
yeah, and then I'm like, I can't think of any situation where that wouldn't be true.
hmm, hmm.
So what you're saying is that if somebody does not agree with you, then they're your opposition.
No, that's not what I'm saying because you're going to disagree with people, because
Hmm.
of the perspective thing. I'm saying that if you seek to bring me harm, then you're against me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
feel
see,
you.
I agree with
I
that.
feel you on that
Yeah.
though. Right.
That's
So
But we
that's
talking
on
about
the
the statement. I'm talking about the
yeah.
statement itself. You know what I'm saying? When you say it out loud to like when you all right, say if you in a group or something like that, and like you gonna fight this fight with me or something like that, but then you always say, well, you either with me or against me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's not
okay.
always true statement. What's the
Right.
but
deal,
but
Zillion?
but see, this is
Pieces
the
in the building. How you
thing.
feeling, man? What's up,
The
Miss?
the
Go
the
ahead.
thing is that you can't expect someone else to put you before them in any situation. So you're
Mm,
foolish to even ask someone to put themselves in harm's way because of you.
exactly.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's faulty
Hmm.
thinking to begin with. So that's why I go straight to the harm situation because that's the only thing that it really could mean because you
Yeah.
know for me to ask you to go and put your Holy Spirit before to put mine before yours, like we supposed to be protecting self first. And that's
Mm.
I think I made it up. It's like the first law of human nature is self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but okay. So I feel you on that. But that's what I said with that situation. Do you think people misuse that? I would say this since you just said that, then, because I can feel what you're saying on that, and I think people misuse that wrong and stuff, and they use
Yeah.
it a whole nother way to
right,
fit their narrative type
Out of
situation.
right.
context, right? Is
Yeah,
a catchphrase that's used out of context,
yeah,
and the bad news has been used so much that people use it on a common situation. I like what Miss Benjamin said. If it's harm involved, I was in the military, so I understand what that part means when there's harm involved.
So was I.
exactly.
So
You
It's
was
know,
I.
obvious. That's
but
something that don't
people,
have to be said out loud.
yeah,
You're my
we,
enemy,
you
but you
know,
might be against me.
I
That's
mean, battle
crazy.
buddy, cover me while I move. Got you covered. If you said no, hey, we got a problem.
Right, right, right,
So,
right,
but people use it on everyday language, and right? Look, I'm about to go sneak this dude, man. You either with me or
right,
you against me?
Against me,
No,
right?
bro, hold on. We've
right.
been friends all this time, and now you want me to go to jail with you because you feel like it's your jail
Oh,
time? No, that don't work that way.
Yeah,
man,
right. Like, nah.
man,
So yeah, so it's definitely misused,
yeah.
to
Yeah.
expect some type of unreal loyalty from somebody.
Oh,
Hmm.
I like that word there. Unreal loyalty.
Right. That's why I like when people get in the. They got so many different ways. I love it. I love it. That's some
Right.
real stuff, though.
Absolutely.
That's some real stuff, man. And you see, that's why I put that at the end because I said it's not always true. I'm not saying it's not true. I said it's not always true.
Always
You know what I'm
true.
saying? That's why
Right.
I put that in there because,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I understand exactly what you're saying and stuff. I understand why it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the way people using it now is like they got to say it out loud to like scare you to join them type situation or just
Right.
try to some ego type jump,
Intimidate.
man.
It's like an intimidation
Yeah,
tactic.
that's what. Yep, King said that earlier. He just literally said
Mm-hmm,
that right.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep, that's gonna be crazy.
Because because you care about people, and then they make you think that you have to do these outrageous acts to prove it. Like if
Right.
if what I'm doing is not enough for you, then there's the door, because I don't have anything else for you.
Right. Yo, Kev, I'm gonna go ahead and drop out. We got to do this video for our subscribers. So
All
we'll
right, for
do
sure,
that, and then
man.
I'm gonna check to see if we still don't want them done.
All right, for sure, man.
Nice meeting y'all.
Thanks.
Great conversation. But yeah, no wasted time.
No waste time is
Yeah, I was
in the
going
building.
to add two things to that conversation. One, my personal take is I don't get moved by guilt trips. And oftentimes when someone presents that, usually that's guilt and that's the ego kind of response. I don't usually get motivated by that. But the other thing that came to mind was that sometimes neither of us has to be wrong. I thought about, things that are going on in community and how different people approach it. Um, in our community, people march and protest.
Yep.
I don't care how important the topic is, that's not the lane that I'm going to choose to be in. Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. It doesn't mean that that's necessary. That's just not the lane that I choose to operate in. So no matter what it is, you can call me, they're getting on the bus, and I'm not going to be there. That's
I
not where I
like
see
it.
my
That's exactly
energy as
what
most productive.
nice.
I play a different role in society than that. I can agree that that may be beneficial. I can agree that some of the advocacy work that happens in community is beneficial. It just ain't my work. My work is on the other end of the spectrum, the other end of the work. And just like I don't demand that somebody do the work that I do,
Yep.
I don't see it beneficial to have me operate in their space, especially if they're trying to use the ego triggers to do it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that either side is wrong. Both can be appropriate, but knowing your own personal lane and
Yeah.
not being triggered by the guilt trip, I
Yep.
think is a part of the healing process of like recognizing, oh, wait, you came at me with guilt. Hold on, let's stop right there. I don't care what you're asking me. We're not going to do it with guilt. Ask me what you want to ask me. Do you want me to participate? And then give me the right to say, no, thank you, and you go right on ahead. So I see that it's not always that one's wrong and one's right. I think it comes back to personal choice that we
Yeah.
have to get to the point where we can make decisions that we can stand on, and that the decisions are not based on our insecurities or the guilt trip that some people will use. I think
Yep.
that then allows us to operate with no regrets, that we're doing the things that we are committed to doing, not because we felt pressured, because that's where resentment gets set up. And
Yeah.
so that's, I filter through that. The first trigger would have been, hold on, we're not going to play the guilt game. We're not going to play that. And if you can't use your words, then the conversation is over. But both can be right at the same time.
I like that. I like that. That was perfectly said all around, man. I like that one. And you thought it
Right.
made me think about that. That was a good one too. Good example too. Cause they would tear you out the frame like, oh, you not marching with us? That means you don't care about us. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. Why do people
Right.
do that?
Right.
Why?
That's ego.
Tell you
Ego
what
is,
you think.
fear, guilt, or insecurity. If that comes at me, I stop it. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not playing the ego game, because that's how we interact sometimes when we're not interacting in healthy ways. And no matter which one, it's all going to get you to the same result.
Yep.
It's going to get
Exactly.
you in a place of your ego, and you can't make good decisions based on that.
Exactly. Exactly. That's perfect, man. Ariel down there typing up a summary in that. What's that now? You still alive, Ariel? Just making sure I'm
Yeah,
just checking in on you.
I'm still alive.
Cool, 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 cool. Yeah.
I
Right.
may actually have to cut it short because if we issue these tickets tonight for the party of 5, we could probably save about $2,000. So something to consider. I have to give it to them, but I'm here until I have to go. How's that?
Right. Gotta go right now.
No, not yet.
That's it. Man, she hit the right one. I actually thought about actually clicking in my back of my head too. That's been going around. That's been going around for so many years. That's literally the one she hit right there. Oh, you're not joining this fight with me. That's like the perfect example ever. Like, and it's sad. And I feel like a lot of us is just like that. It's family that's like that and all that stuff. You're not, oh, you gonna just let me get jumped and you don't know. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think this out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against what you know what I'm saying? I understand you might want revenge or something like that. But I don't want to put me in danger or my family in danger because, you know what I'm saying? It's better to walk away from this situation instead of trying to go put
Prove
myself like these
something.
people might be ready for us to come back there. You know what I'm saying? They might be. Why would we go on their turf? That's like dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You got kids. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got, something. All of us got something that's important in our life that we not trying to just sit here and throw a life on the line all the time. You know what I'm saying? Some people is willing to throw their life on the line, but it's just like you got to be understanding to, the person that you're connected with, the person you're talking to, and all that stuff. You just gotta understand them. That's all that comes to. It ain't all about being a spoiled baby all the time, and being insecure, like they were saying, insecure and so prideful all the time. It's not always like that. You just got to take the time and try to understand the person and their reasoning behind it. And that way you won't hurt yourself either. Because people get hurt, they hurt themselves. Like, oh man, nobody wanna. They don't mess with me and stuff, and always people that wanna uh stab me. Can I say stab me? I don't know what TikTok gonna say, but poke me in the back. Whoa. I didn't want to say that one either. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's how they be talking and stuff. They feel like, man, like, dude, I don't think this the right way you should go about this, man. You don't have to do this. You don't have to. Let's just
But
take
I
a different
started
route.
realizing, Kev, I started realizing how much energy that takes to give that kind of defense.
Mm,
Like sometimes, you're not gonna go, nope, nope. But no, my answer is
mm,
no. Like people are entitled to feel whatever they want to about me. You're not down for the cause, okay? You're entitled to your opinion. Like I've started realizing I don't need to defend my no, no. And however you feel about it truly is your right. Like you can feel that I'm a traitor, that I'm not supportive. Like you have the right to feel that. Like I stop like taking people's rights away. You have the right to feel however you feel about my no without me having to give any explanation. Because part of that is I don't choose to waste my energy like that.
mm,
Getting into an argument about something that you ain't got no control of. If I say no, you have no control over me. You're not going to make me go to participate. And
mm,
like, I want to invest my energy into that foolishness with other people. If you don't respect my no, then having any other conversation is a waste of my energy and oxygen.
mm. I feel you on that. I feel you. Exactly. It's all about, like I said, it's all about understanding at the end of the day, man. You just gotta understand that this ain't your fight. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
putting yourself first too, because
that too. That too.
because the only reason you would fall and feel you have to go against what you want to do is to make another person feel good, and
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself in a in the opposite position.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
sounds like
even
lying
like,
to yourself.
cause like I was mentioning before earlier, it's like I said, it's even like, okay, it ain't like your friends gotta do everything that you know what I'm saying. But like I said, I got friends, it ain't like they do everything, but I said, but when it's the most important times, you know what I'm saying, that not, I'm not saying that I'm totally counting on that either, but I noticed that you can just notice when they come and they actually gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? It's like they come around when, like, if I need a ride for work or something like that, because they know that, time 9 times 10 I'm gonna end up getting a point on my job or something, get fired, got a chance to get fired. So they would go out their way and take me to the job in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because they know how important that is. But if it's something little like, uh, trying to think, something little, whatever, like, oh, I need you to buy this for me. You know what I'm saying? They say no, I can't be mad about it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends on, because sometimes, yes, the other end. Sometimes, you don't want to always be selfish all the time and stuff because that's your friend. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sacrifice some stuff, but it just depends on what you're doing it for or what's behind that situation. Because it is like, I don't think if you a selfish type person, you can never keep a friend anyway. Like, whatever you friends for, you don't do nothing for me. But it just depends. Like, if they come around the most important times and they feel like this, that time, but sometimes, sometimes some people do think stuff is, some stuff is important too, and they feel like that you're not around for them anyway, because everybody got their own definition of important and stuff. But it's some stuff that you can just agree on that's really important too. So like a job or something like that. But I don't think it's important for me to sit there and I gotta go on my way to take you go see a chick to get some buns. So I don't think that's that important. I'm not about to start here and go drive in a ice storm or something like that to go take you to go see your girl. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Nah, no, I'm not about to do that. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a job or something like that, maybe I'll take you. That's the difference. And what Benjamin dropped.
Yeah, I
But
think we
yeah,
are, it's taking control of our lives and
yeah,
realizing that we don't control other people.
yep,
But
exactly.
that seems to work best when we do that. And we see the
Mm-hmm.
side effects when people don't. I think I need to
Right.
dictate for you how you act, what you think. That doesn't usually end well.
Nah, I don't.
Doesn't.
Nah, I don't.
So it's like we forget
No, it
that when
don't.
we're doing it to other people. We know it doesn't work for us, but then we forget it when we're trying to control other people. Like, wait a minute, I don't want to be controlled. I don't want somebody to dictate what I think and how I should behave.
Mm-hmm.
So we just, it's a double standard we live in so many different ways.
Yeah, you heard about that. Most definitely a double standard sometimes, man. But we gotta just, like I said, I was talking earlier, is that we just, even if we got a friend that's like that or something like that, it's just best to, if you don't want to sit there and live a control type life, you just gotta let them know and be upfront and make them aware of it. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to agree and do everything you say and stuff. Like you starting to be like a control freak or something like that. So it's up to them if they gonna get in their feelings. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Why you talking to me like that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They want to leave, they want to leave. But the thing is, you gotta still be comfortable at the same time. Like if y'all friends, y'all gotta be comfortable with each other. Y'all gotta try to understand each other. Y'all gotta, figure that y'all not gonna be always on the same coast all the time. So they will have to, understand that. So they can't just sit there and be mad and not want to talk to you for the rest of your life type situation. And that mean that they was never really no friend. Like I said, I was saying earlier too, it's like they were just sitting there, because you was appeasing everything they was doing. And so you was feeling good to everything. You was agreeing, you know what I'm saying? So to take a disagreement and then that's why y'all not friends no more. That's not real anyways. It's not even a real friend.
Sometimes when you see people, you have to determine whether or not they continue to meet your expectations to be considered friend.
Yep.
Like sometimes we're afraid to not call people friends. Sometimes people no longer serve us in ways we have different mindsets, or you
Mm,
grow in a different area, and that
yeah.
person no longer fits well in your life. Like it's being okay with saying, this is not a friend. This is not someone who I currently fits that description of friend in my life. And like some people
Hmm.
you have to let go because they don't fit anymore.
Yeah.
And that works both ways. You may not fit in their life just as easily as they may not fit in
Hmm.
yours. I
Yeah.
think that's just growth and not holding too tightly on that. You got to be my friend forever because you were my friend. Nope, you
Yeah.
appreciate them and for the benefit and enrichment it
Yeah.
had for your life, and then move on.
Hey, give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Ariel, how are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. When it rains, it pours.
Okay,
Seashell time. So, and there's flights to be booked. So I'm just ticky typing over here.
I hear you. Well, it's literally raining here, so when it rains, it pours.
Uh,
I'm
well,
listening to the rain.
I'd rather rain than snow. So enjoy it for me, pretty please.
Yeah, it's rain and probably in the mid 60s, so it is not bad at all.
No, it's one of those. It's not so bad to go outside in the raining days. Well, it may
I
be a
may not
little
go,
dark.
yeah, may not be going out there, but I can listen to it, and it'll be gone by the morning. It's the rainy season here, so
If it's gonna happen at night, that's always nice. But
yeah, that seems to be kind of the typical. We'll get some rain during the day, but surprisingly, we haven't had any rain in about a week or so. So we were due for some. And
So how long are you there for? It sounds like,
so I'm let's see, I head back to the States around the 16th.
oh,
I have a
nice.
commitment that brings me back to the States. I've got one day a month I have to be in South Carolina. So I'm kind of planning around that where I go,
Back and forth, right?
yeah, while I kind of make this transition. This is a slow transition for me. I'll be probably going back and forth for the next 2 years. But I
Could
wanted
you
a
do
base.
it so that like it you meet them at the end of one month and the beginning of another month?
So I actually have it calendared. Like I know which date I've got to be. So like actually the break that I had this month was about 6 weeks before I had to actually be just because of the way the dates on my schedule fell. So I met my commitment the first of the month, and then I was free till I think around the 19th of February. So I had a big window of time this time, and it was nice because after the holidays, ticket prices went down drastically. So I
Yeah,
was
you were
very
saying, I
happy.
can't remember which live it was in, but you were saying like divine timing, right? You know, you
Oh my
couldn't
gosh! Like
believe the cost.
I paid like 246. That was the base ticket price. The luggage cost you like a whole nother ticket, but that was compared though to base
Depends on
ticket
how you
prices.
pack, yes.
Right, right. And I'm relocating stuff, so I had a couple of bags that I was like literally my ticket was 246. If I had just gone with my backpack, I paid like $300 for luggage. And I
Yeah,
was
I
just like,
believe
this is
you. Yeah, I
and like
believe
I made a decision. I was like, I'm not bringing out another thing from the States. Like I don't care if it's twice as much down here. I'll buy it down here. Like it'll still be cheaper. But prices during the holidays, well, November and December when I was thinking about coming down, like were $1,200.
you. Yeah.
And like normally 400 or 500, I'm like, okay. And I usually fly into Guayaquil instead of Cuenca because it's cheaper. Just it's cheaper all the way around, a little bit longer travel, but it's so much cheaper. And I was just like, I don't want to spend $1,400 on a ticket. Like I just don't want to spend on Spirit, like I don't want to spend that kind of money. And when I cleared up some things that I really wanted to get done, and took that time to kind of be still, I wrote a couple of books and did some other projects that were important to me. And I had a tiny house. I had some tiny house cabins on my farm when I retired. Had one of them had not sold, so it was like, let me get a buyer for this because that's my mad money. And
Mm.
like all of that fell into place. And when I got the deal, it was like, don't buy your ticket till the deposit is paid, because then you know it's a done deal. And I went and looked at tickets, and they were like 240 some dollars. I was like, stop playing. So I am
When will you
thrilled.
go back? I want to
I'm
check
headed
for.
back.
Dang, it was
Yeah, I'm
so.
headed
Hey,
back on the 16th.
yeah.
No, that was round trip. 246 was round
Yeah, no,
trip.
no, I know, I know. No, no,
Yeah,
what I
I
would
think
have
I'm
said,
going back on the
I would have been figuring out what dates I would need to go back again. You know, just to check
Yeah,
and
so
see.
so so like literally I am like this week I'm gonna sit down, make sure my calendar's updated, and probably book my next flight around my schedule. Um One, I think I got enough points to cover the whole flight this time, so that'll be a nice extra little bonus that it probably won't cost me anything. And like I'm done. I'm not bringing no more luggage down here. I'm bringing a backpack. That's it. You know.
Backpack,
So
backpack.
Mhm.
I'm debating whether to leave my large suitcases here because it's
Is
like if you
that
take them home, even if
Quinn in
they're
the
expensive.
building? What's the deal? I'm good. How you feeling?
Come on, Kevin.
Yeah.
Who's this?
So I don't know if the suitcases are going home because I kind of don't want to pay that $300 to take them back. But
Can they go inside each other?
one of them can. I don't know if they'll refund my money. When you buy your ticket, you buy like the whole kit and caboodle package.
Depends. What fare did you
So I'm
pay?
like, I don't know if they'll give me any of that money back. So I don't know if they'll give me that luggage fee back. So it's like, if
Oh,
they
you
won't
already
refund it,
paid for
I'll just
three
take them
pieces on
back.
the return?
Uh, yeah, yeah. Didn't think
Ah,
that through
okay.
so well.
Well, then bring it
So I'm
back.
like,
Use
I
it
guess
to
I'll be
bring
taking
stuff
back
down again.
souvenirs. Taking souvenirs, I'll be putting souvenirs in it. So, but yeah, I'm loving the ticket prices. I wish Cuenca prices would go down, but they haven't. They
There's
have
a reason
not.
for it.
So Guayaquil it is. It's a small airport. There's not that much traffic. Latham has a new flight that goes out of Miami, but that usually isn't convenient for me because I usually fly out of Atlanta on. I've been taking Spirit, and that's worked really well. And it's the cheapest thing going because Cuenca normally costs an extra $1,000 over what I pay to go into Guayaquil, and it doesn't take me that much money to get from Guayaquil. $12 van ride is all it takes. So $1,000 ticket price difference, and a couple more hours on my travel. I paid the $12. So kind of got a routine now, or at least getting one together.
Yeah. I spent before COVID. I spent 10 years going back and forth between Canada and Cuba. I'd go
Oh
at least
wow,
2 to 3 times every year. Um,
Cuba is on my list of places I want to go. I want to go see the cars. That's really why I want to go to Cuba.
go to Havana.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see
Yes,
the
I.
cars.
She said, yes, I.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's good when you say it like that. Yes, I.
But I got a growing list of places to go
You turn
now.
to a
Like
slave.
my new hobbies are like, okay, where else? I went and got my scuba diving certification last summer, and now it's like there's a whole new list of places I need to go just because of the water. So my list is getting kind of long of places I need to go visit.
There's a blue hole in the Bahamas.
And I've realized I like warm weather diving. Like I don't want to go dive in the cold,
Okay, then don't go
but
to the
like
Bahamas
yeah, we definitely want to go where it's warm.
because it's a lot like
So
Florida. So if you don't find Florida water warm,
nah, Florida's good. Florida's good. I like the Caribbean. I went and got my certification in Honduras, and it's like, oh man, this spoils you. But I went diving. I've been diving here in Ecuador where we had to have a long suit
Yeah.
on and it was a little bit cooler. And surprisingly, it was not that bad. But like that icy cold water, like I just don't want to. Don't want to. But there's lots of places now that I'm like checking out just for the diving. There's underground amusement parks and underground museums and really cool stuff out there now. So new hobbies open up whole new adventures that I can take.
yeah, I enjoyed my time in Costa Rica. I think it's the closest I've gotten. Um, like it's just amazing, like with the jungle and the wildlife and like I did get to experience the zip lining, so that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Like through the canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Um,
met some
been scuba
friends
diving
in
once in my whole entire life, and I got a picture of it. Thank God, because I probably won't do that again.
oh man, I'm addicted. I'm addicted.
I grew up in the water, though, right? Like I've had enough of the
Did you?
ocean. I don't even like sand anymore. Yeah, nope.
Oh man.
It's good for exfoliation, and that's it. Because
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
everywhere.
No, that is my happy place. That is definitely my and like for me, it's like there's so much like it reminds me there's so much we don't know. Like being down under the
Mm,
ocean, it's like
mm.
wow, how big the world is and how little of it we really know anything
And you know what's
about.
funny?
So
It's
like
almost
every time I go,
like when you're imagining, you're using your mind's eye to see like the depths of the oceans and like I mean like I do that with the skies. Like I mean like with the universe and like how deep that like how small we are. How
yeah,
tiny.
yeah, yeah. Every
Like
time it reminds me that. My last dives, I was they call it poor man's Galapagos because my skill is not. I'm not comfortable enough with having enough dives that I would go pay the money to go do the Galapagos yet. But
gotcha.
like we were down and the giant manta rays were just out. And it was just like, this thing is freaking huge. Like this thing is like got an 8 foot wide span. And it's like so gracefully passing by you. And it's just like, we have no clue. Or you go to the edge of one of those drop offs and you can't see how far that drop off goes. And it's just like, man, I'm up under this water, 6 stories under the water, breathing where I shouldn't be. But like I'm watching this, and it's like, we have no clue. There's so little that we really know. We don't know what's going on. We're just guessing. We're so guessing. So
And so true.
it has been that kind of experience every dive for me. I've had a couple where, like the manta rays, the turtles. I got one time that the dolphins were swimming, so we got to go swim with the dolphins, and it's just like, man, we're so small, and so clueless. Even though we think we know it all, we're so clueless. Well, Kev, I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna go see about something to eat. I'm getting a little snackish, and I'll be dropping through every now and then.
Good to see you. Yes. And I
You
drop in
too.
too
Heat
when I
up
see you in
people.
the live.
Awesome, awesome. Tell Kev I'll see him next time.
Will do. I'm
Have a
gonna
good
probably have
night.
to drop out too because you just reminded me of food.
Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling the snackishness hitting me, so I'm gonna go take care of that need. Have a good evening.
You too, love. 8, 1, 3, 9. So we have. How am I going to do this? Can I go by date? Number of people. This will be the PE economy. This economy. This is the 12. 2 people. 14, 26, 20, 50, 85, 83, 22. And then we have the 5th, 05, 03. And then there are 4 people. Oy, 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 oy. 18, 35, 98, 10, 54. Then we have 22nd of February. We have 3 people. Oh, this one economy 715.60. This didn't really work. Okay, and then we have 26 Feb. And I have 1. There's no way they're going to go to 8.69, 821.39. Back to you. Kevin. I've got to go, darling. Air Canada. 26 February, Vancouver. Halifax. I need A by B. I don't want that one. No one's got A. the duhh. That is why that ticket is so high. What? I'm not taking her to London. That's gonna be it. Okay, 35.98 plus 1232.1 equals times 3 plus 1835.98. 15921 point. So let me do the same. So 1054.98 plus 715.6 times 3. 3.22, 43.22, and 2139. And then this is 8,354 plus seats. No, I use flax on all of them, seats included. And that would be it's 21, 26 February.
I was talking all that time. I was late.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm typing. Premium
I
economy.
hear you down there
She has a
throwing
meeting.
down.
I didn't want to just kind of desert you, but I gotta order some food because I haven't had a chance to even look at the kitchen.
Oh, for sure,
Putting.
for sure, for sure. Good looks, Ariel. Good looks. But holding
Thank
it
you.
down. Hold it down.
Hey,
P.O.P.
actually, one of the favorite holding it down was on one of your lives.
Huh?
I said one of my favorite holding it downs was on one of your lives.
Right.
You passed
Yeah, I
out
never.
on us for like 5 hours, but it was good conversations.
Yeah, I ain't gonna forget about that one, right? I was sleeping, y'all was still in here. You and what's his name? Conspiracy.
Conspiracy, yeah.
I was like, wow. I heard y'all in my dream and stuff. I had to wake up out my sleep. Oh yeah, I gotta take control of my life again. Hope I forgot. It's like, yes, yes. Let me see. I think I took. Where's everybody? Yeah, everybody usually come later, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm probably at the most, if somebody don't come in 30 minutes, I might. I don't know. I'm ready for the next topic. What I got tomorrow, though? I gotta see my next topic tomorrow. I got me a nice little few topics. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Queen V, what's the deal? What's the deal? Is Island Queen up in sleep and stuff? I ain't know. She ain't no way she in here been quiet all this time. Hit that box,
Well,
Island
we haven't
Queen.
really been talking. I have not been talking. I'm so sorry. I have not.
You said what?
I have not been talking. If anything, they've been hearing me type. So.
And it's a little. At least it's some type of noise, keep them entertained. Are you not entertained?
All right.
You're making it happen, Captain. Let me go and hit some of these likes
I'll
real
send your
quick.
confirmation on how best to proceed. I can set reprice
Mm-hmm.
the flights and send the invoice on to Angela for payment. Thank you again and best wishes.
Let's see if I can hit some of these likes real quick.
All right. Okay, the payment structure and then why people love me. You want to hear why people love me in this business?
You said why they love you? Why do they love you?
Because one person on the West Coast is paying to bring another person from the East Coast out to the West Coast, right? And the way I go about it is 9 out of 10 times my customer, who's the one that's being brought out to the West Coast, likes to go premium economy. So 9 out of 10 times I get her premium economy because I don't assume that they just want to travel in economy. I throw out the price, and 9 out of 10 times I get a yes, give her premium economy.
Said yes. Yes, 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 yes.
I just think it's cute that she thinks it's her Aeroplan that gets her all of the benefits with her luggage. But it's okay. People believe in Santa Claus too.
Yeah. Churn. Let churn.
All right.
It's still people.
What?
I said churn, but still people. Not in love anymore. I keep forgetting. Things will never be the same again. But yeah, yes, man. This is what it is, man. Most of the time with that situation, it was something I was about to say earlier, but I forgot. It was something pertaining. I think it was dealing with friends. But I was just saying that everybody got their own tolerance bars. You ain't gotta. My thing is, you ain't gotta split apart. Oh, that's what I was saying. Cause she was mentioning, I think, what's her name? No way. She was saying that But sometimes you just gotta cut your ties with people and all that stuff. So me myself, I'm kind of the opposite way though. I'm trying not to do that so much because I be more of I try to
Understanding.
be a little bit more fair and stuff. So I feel like yes, if you bringing me down and stuff, I might not be around you a lot, but I wouldn't probably cut it all the way. You know what I'm saying? I would I get to a point that I would let a person, cut me off their situation rather than me cutting them off because I don't have nothing against nobody because I understand that everybody got their own way of thinking and stuff. So I would be the type that, if you can't get along with my situation or with my drive and stuff, I would be, you know, I'd be like, what I'm saying, if they ain't feeling it and stuff, I would rather them, lead me than I have to lead them because I don't think that I don't have to force or so tell somebody like I can't be friends with you no more or whatever because I don't have to really. I would probably just slowly stop hanging with them. I wouldn't have nothing against them. I'm just be like, but your situation is just not me with mine until we get it together. Now, if you're willing to work with it with me, we can do that. That's what I feel like with a real friend to do. I wouldn't try to give up on a friend, that fast because they're not aligning with what I'm doing. Or if even if they feel like they that ride or unalive type, you know what I'm saying? I just make them aware of it. So if they just get offended by it and want to cut me off, then it is what it is. But if they get offended by it, then they ask me how I feel or they trying to understand what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm saying? They gonna try. Or sometimes they just might not talk about it so they don't get mad about it. So whatever, but they still want to be your friend. So as long as they bringing you down or something like that, or everybody got to talk. Because sometimes some people do have to cut people out their life because some people can't handle it. It's like, oh man, no, I can't. You too much for me. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So I understand that. Yeah, everybody do have their own tolerance bars. I might have somebody, but I just try to prevent from cutting people off and stuff because I'm just trying to be more fair, like and stuff. I want to show that I don't have nothing against nobody and stuff. But I try to, like I said, I try to be more forgiving and everything. So uh, yeah,
But there is
yeah,
a limit, right? There is a
yeah,
limit, and I mean, like, if you, okay, you have to set boundaries.
yeah.
There's only so much of that, of, I don't know. I mean, like, because I'm such an easygoing person, but at the same time, I don't, like, I'm very selective with my friends.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I think TikTok's probably the most number of friends I've had at one time in a long time.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. I mean, like, I don't have any examples to give you with why you've got to stop associating with certain people, right?
Yeah.
But until you get to that level, um, and you start to see how they're disruptive to the foundation that you're trying to build, not even just
Yeah.
disruptive, just destructive
It's that
sometimes too.
exactly what you're saying though. It's a set boundary type situation. I get that though. Like I had to do that, with certain situation. Like man, I can't let you be around this area because of this. I feel like it's dangerous and all this stuff. So I can get a set boundary. It's just, but I'm saying it'll be up to them. Like if they don't want to kick you no more, but you can lower, you can lower the time you spend with them because until they get themselves together, you just make that aware of it. Like you know what, I can't handle you right now. I'm gonna try to limit my visits with you and stuff until you get your stuff together because you're bringing me down right now. So if it work, it work. You know what I'm saying? If they try to just leave you forever and they get in their feelings, or if they really try to change to be your friend, you know what I'm saying? I'm still got the door open for you in that way. That's what I'm basically getting to. Like the door is open if you want to come back. If you're trying to make changes or some serious changes, I ain't not saying that you got to fit the way I is, but I'm way I'm thinking. But I'm just saying the way your type of lifestyle you're living is very too dangerous for me, or your lifestyle is a little too much for me, and I can't get with it. So whenever you trying to make some adjustments and stuff, it is what it is. But if you don't, you do your part too on your own too. So, but I just don't want to say that. I don't want to. Like I said, I'll leave the doors open to if you want to, and I'll probably try to make it reasonable. I ain't trying to be no robot, make them be a robot or do something they don't want to do. But usually, most of the time, if it is like that type of situation, it will be something serious, like oh, you always like beating people up and stuff. I can't keep doing that. You too, or you're too confrontational. You're going to get me in trouble. So they will have to understand it. Like the stuff I will probably cut them off for would be something serious, like I said, being very confrontational and all that stuff. And they will have to just understand it. You know what I'm saying? So till you make some type of change with that situation, you know what I'm saying, the door will be open. But otherwise, I'm not holding my breath waiting for you to come back. That's how it is. I don't have no, just like if you let somebody go, even if you let them go that way, just don't hold no resentment behind it, or don't, make it seem like that you don't like them no more. You just don't like their ways. That's all it is.
God, I can't find my invoice folder. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's so clean. It got lost in the piles on my desk.
You got a suit on or something? I ain't never seen you on cam before. You ever been on cam before?
I don't know. Maybe. I think so. I've been
I
on
don't
camera. I
know.
just don't know if I've been in your life though.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's been a hard day. Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. You gonna treat me like that? We
No,
done knew
no,
each other
no,
forever. You said you ain't worth it. No, I'm talking junk. You ain't worth my presence. It's like, nah, I'm talking junk.
Oops.
I be doing it to a lot of my friends if I figured I thought about them. Like, I ain't never seen you on cam before. What you hiding from me for?
It's
But nah,
facts. Oh, let's
ain't
put
no
the makeup
pressure.
on.
Huh?
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
What the heck is that a film? I'm like, what the heck? That's why you been hiding? It's like, no. She gonna come with the filter though. You
Whoa.
glasses gang too? Okay.
Say
I ain't
what?
never knew that all this time. See, it's my first time seeing Ariel. Wow.
I gotta take the,
Glasses
the
gang.
filter off. That was embarrassing.
Uh, you don't need no makeup around me.
Oh,
Okay,
I don't wear
glasses
makeup. I
gang.
have
I
a
ain't never
ward.
knew that. Oh, I never see Ariel. Ah,
Yeah.
got a cute smile too. Oh, look at Ariel.
Making me blush.
Oh, now I could call you
But
Glasses Gang. No wonder we resonate. I don't know if I'm using the right word. We connect like that because it's
attract.
this
Yeah.
this right here. You know.
That the way you talk, you got my brother's name. The laugh or learn, because I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I do that a lot. Depends on what I'm doing. It goes up, down, up,
That's when
down.
you serious.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of love, laugh, and learn.
Laugh and love. Love. Okay.
There's four. Most people forget the learn
Mm-hmm.
part. Live, love, laugh, and learn. And the
Mm-hmm.
recycling one. Everyone forgets to replenish,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay.
You know what's so funny though is cause like at one time, it's funny because I had many different names and stuff. So one time my first name, and that used to be on like it used to be my dating chat stuff or whatever. I called myself LOL man. So like laugh out loud man. So I was calling myself like that for a while. Then I went on a video game, called myself LOL man. And you know what I'm saying? I did that. Then eventually I ended up turning to I changed my name later down the line as I got a little bit older in my 20s. I was like, I'm gonna call myself the Joker. Cause the thing is, I just love like joking around and and all that stuff. It was my way of instead of stressing and stuff, I like to like laugh and stuff. I like to laugh a lot and tell jokes. I feel like everybody needed a smile on their face and all that. So uh, I think after that, after I went with the Joker or Kev Joker, I spelled it a different way though. JHOKUR. That's how I spelled Joker. Like, that's what if you look at some of my old videos, it used to be called Joker. After that I realized I started doing, like I said, I started doing motivational videos and stuff and doing awareness videos and all that stuff. Then I thought about it later, like I was in there making this. I made this one little personal video. I'm like, well, with my content, you're gonna either laugh or you're gonna learn or something. So it's gonna be one of the two or something like, or if you don't learn, if you don't laugh, you're gonna either learn or laugh, something like that. So I says either one. Then I thought about it. I started like, you know what? I'm gonna call myself Laugh or Learn Kid. That's when I put that on there. put laugh or learn Kev, and then I realized I got LOL, so I'm back to LOL man again. So I thought about that. I said laugh or learn is LOL. So I'm like, oh,
LOL
so
again.
I'm
It
back
all
to
comes
that
back, right?
again.
Yeah.
Different meaning.
You can run.
Right, you'll be back. See, when stuff is meant,
You
it's gonna
can't
come back
hide.
around. Come around with a whole different meaning, a whole different look. But yeah.
Okay,
I
before my
see it's
son comes.
fire in the background and stuff. You've been typing on that keyboard so hard.
Yeah, so.
Ah,
No, it was just, um, certain days you're like sitting there and like nothing's happening, and all of a sudden like three things just kind of go boom, and like, where were you guys yesterday, man? Especially since the
man.
sale, there was a seat sale on and it ended today, but that's not my problem. That's theirs, which just reminded
Mm-hmm.
me. Okay. Um, PAX details, PAX deets. Just getting everything in order for tomorrow because it'll now look like it'll be another
Let's
busy
see my
day.
next topic for tomorrow. I got some
What is it going to
stuff
be?
though. Oh yeah, I can't. I'll tell you all. I can say it then. What's what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I got some good stuff. I can't wait. That's why I said I gotta get on because I was gonna wait till Wednesday and then do it Saturday. I was like, nah, I'm about to get some of these out though. I got me some topics though. I gotta picture one. I just gotta put a topic that I'm wanting to last the longest, which is gonna be the weekend. So I'm gonna think about the weekend one, which is the time I'll be on the longest. Then Friday. Today Wednesday, so I'm gonna do Wednesday. Thursday. I was making Friday might be iffy because I usually now I'm gonna make that like a and that's what my friends Reese and Empress they made me think about doing that. Just make that like a party day where we just we chill instead of talking about stuff serious and stuff. We can just listen to some music and stuff, do music requests and stuff, and just chill on Friday. And then Saturday I'm gonna
Give me a second, okay?
do a big topic then. So
Me
let
too.
me see.
Almost.
How is that what?
My little one's here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We had a
Notes.
late lunch today. He wasn't feeling well, so he stayed home. So we had late lunch. Now we're looking for food, and now I'm finished in the office.
Food.
Good.
What is it? Document? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna find it. Image. Okay, that's not it.
Okay,
So the topic is I'm gonna do. Let me see how I'm gonna do this topic. I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna do it. So tomorrow's topic is gonna be. I did that one already. I did that one. I'm doing that one right now. What the heck? What the freak? I ain't got
with
any
what?
topic. I gotta figure it out. I think it's in my phone though. I gotta figure it out though. Sunflower is in the building. I got a celebrity in the building. Let's go. Sorry, man.
Woo-hoo!
I
Come on up.
made it. Sunflower's in my room.
Come on up so I can leave Kevin. I don't want to leave him alone. Come visit.
Look how nice Ariel is. Aw.
I'm cleaning up my desk when I
That's
didn't even realize
alright,
I had that.
man. I probably if once it shut down a little bit, I might shut it down anyways. But it depends on how this go. But
Here, hold on. That's not what I wanted.
I don't be on
Enhance?
too
No.
long.
Swap it
How you
around. There
feeling
you go.
today, Sunflower man? I hope you feeling better than yesterday. I ask people that all the time. I feel like everybody should be always making it a goal to be better than your yesterday. Should be
Always,
better at
100%.
something every day. Ooh, what's that?
My crystal ball.
A little glowy, right? Well, you got you do that. Oh, you got that spiritual stuff, like ooh, yay.
No, I don't. It's just it was a paperweight. It was a
Yeah, I'm
paperweight
about
that I
to jump
inherited from
in the
my father.
bath. I'll join when I get out. Okay. All right. At least you came in and splashed in here before you splashed in that bath. Don't put too many bubbles up in there. Not too
Sorry.
many bubbles and stuff. Or you
I'm gonna
can,
head
you know what I'm
out.
saying? Just had a little toe sticking out with the candle on the side, you know what I'm saying? But thanks for coming through. Thanks for stopping by.
And
But yeah,
thanks for having me.
I got about 30 minutes on this thing anyways. If I stay on, I don't know. Might be less than that. Might chill so I can work out and stuff. I need all the bubbles. Well, okay, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. You know? Hey, got me a celebrity in the building, you know? I'm gonna try to be on your status one day, man. We gonna get this going. You got some good stuff though. That's the reason why I connected with you so long ago and stuff. You hardly be on though, but I remember using your live saying that you gonna try to get them. But you know what I'm saying? I be enjoying your topics and stuff. You give a different way of thinking. That's the whole point. That's what I want. That's what I want on here, man. Everybody had their own ways of thinking and just try to learn from each other. So if you're still here, I'll definitely jump in the chat for sure, for sure, for sure. If not, I'll be on tomorrow with another topic because I'm gonna try to go strong these couple days. I'm gonna do some Thursday, Friday gonna be my free day where we just play music, and Saturday I'll do another big topic. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I can almost smell I can smell the bath running too. I smell it. Yeah, man. Yeah. But let's see how this goes. I'm trying to think. I might give me an outro on this stuff though, but oh man. But yeah, so out of this, you know what I'm saying, out this whole situation and stuff, man, is that, you know, our summary of this situation is that, you know, most of the time people is misusing that statement. You know, they misuse it because yeah, either they have some type of insecurity, they feel like they are alone, so you know what I'm saying, that's why it becomes an insecurity, you know, or it could be a fear type thing. They want to drive fear into somebody to force them into something. They want to you know, my way or the highway, the ride or unalive, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be, you know, it's one of those. It's one of those at the end of the day, you know. So, but you know what I'm saying? If really with that statement, I feel like that statement itself do not have to be spoken out loud because it's obvious who the enemy is. Is either, you know what I'm saying, that they're not for you, they're against you. It shows who the enemy is, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell the enemy that you're my enemy. You know what I'm saying? So that's like telling somebody, you know, I don't know. It's just I couldn't think of nothing fast enough, but you know, it's obvious. That's why I be laughing about with the passport boy. I don't think the passport boys, you know, a real passport boy not about to acknowledge that he's not about to speak on him being a passport boy. That's no different. You know what I'm saying? There's be people that be they trying to use that same thing with the people that say people against me. You know what I'm saying? That's how they try to use that stuff. You know, that's not real ones. The real ones just they using that to a real passport boy would not speak out loud to be like, yeah, y'all better act right or we're going across the seas. Like, nah, that's not like that. They gonna do what they gonna do it in silence. They gonna go do their thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to acknowledge that stuff. And people be mixing them guys up. They mix them guys up all the time and be like, oh, I don't like the passport. No, it ain't that. It's not the passports you don't like. It's the people that's acting like they're the passport boys. So that's not who the problem is. So they be mixing that situation up. So you know, that's no different. Like I said, the people that mention that you're either with me or against me, they're using that same thing to mold somebody to being who they want them to be and all that stuff. So, you know, if you got friends that's like that, you have family that's like that, you know, it's up to you if you want to make them aware of what they're doing because some people is that way. They in that rider unalive thing or, you know, or they that my way or the highway type situation. So at the end of the day, it's you will have to either make them aware of it or you just, you know, let them know because it's gonna be a time where you're gonna be fed up and like, nah, I mean, I don't have to agree with everything you say. I don't have to do everything you want me to do. You know, it's not always about your way. So they will have to just, you know, come to realization that it's like that. And if they don't like what you're saying, you know, and they don't want to be cool with you no more, that's cool then. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that in your life. You don't need nobody making you be something that you not. It's not about that, you know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't want the same thing is they wouldn't want that against them. So that's why I say about all the time. I mention all the time that people never put themselves in other people's shoes and stuff. They just only care about themselves and their opinions and stuff and their way of thinking all that stuff. That's not a good way of thinking. We gotta, like I said, so always remember how, that's why I say treat others how you want to be treated on stuff. So always remember, like, if you don't like this certain type of way of being treated, don't treat another person that way then. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like that you don't owe nobody an explanation, so don't look for an explanation for somebody not, you know what I'm saying? Don't look for that. If you feel like that's right, that you can just tell somebody, yeah, I'm just gonna, it's my, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to explain this. You don't need the explanation. Then let somebody do that to you and then see how that feel. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, treat others the way you want to be treated. So don't get mad about something that you actually do. Don't be a hypocrite. That's the main thing. So people don't think about that stuff. And that's what I do all the time, man. That's probably why my way of thinking is like that. I try to be more open minded because I try to think in fairness. Like, I look at it like, you know, don't flat out don't do nothing that you wouldn't want done to you. Like, I don't like being treated negative. So why I might as well start being positive because I want positive to come back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I gotta be in there doing negative stuff? You know, I sometimes I might have to put my pride aside and apologize something that I feel like I shouldn't apologize for. You will want somebody to do the same thing to you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might have unintentionally hurt somebody's feelings or something like that. It's just all about trying to, understand people, understand the situations you in and all that, and just trying to be fair. Just think fair. Fairness, balance, that's what we say. We say all that stuff. Thinking a balanced type way, thinking fairness type of way. It's not, you gotta always remember it's not always your way or the highway. It's not gonna be like that. It can't be like that. I know you don't want no robots as friends. You don't want no robots as family. You don't want the world to be a robot because that'd be such a boring world. You know what I'm saying? The world is kind of in a way meant to oppose each other in some type of way so you can grow and learn because it's always more and more to learn in this world. It's unlimited stuff to learn about. Like, you don't stop learning. It's nothing. It's not no limit to learning. You can learn until the day you unalive. So you can't just think and close your mind to that whatever I believe in got to be the end of the road. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. You got to always be open to anything I say could possibly still be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And challenge yourself on that. Get somebody to challenge you on that just so to see if they gonna change your way of thinking. Look for somebody to change your way of thinking. Don't try to stick with your way of thinking. I'm not trying to say be gullible and change it for the worse, but say grow yourself for the best. The best. No, you ain't gotta grow yourself like just be stubborn minded and stuff. But I'm saying, like, if you're open to do better in your life, be open for that. Open for better suggestions or something like that, or open for um a better, like, or just be open, be more. That's why I tell people, like, it's best to be more open minded. Don't be closed minded to or be stubborn to only what you know, because that's just limit to what you know only. That's all you gonna know is just yourself. That's the only thing you're gonna know. You know what I'm saying? So you want to always be, you want to be open minded. You want to think fairness. You want to put yourself in other people's shoes and stuff. You always want to think about that. You always want to think on two sides, not just one side. You know what I'm saying? You only hurt yourself when you think on one side because you think only people supposed to believe it's just that side. You got to think about it. It's another side to that situation. And so it says, of course, a third side, but that third side you probably would never know about for real. You know what I'm saying? One of the sides might be the closest to the third side, which is actually the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's one side, the next side, and then it's the truth. So, truth, usually humans, they just guessing that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you want a fair type life, then think in fairness yourself. You can't. I mean, they say, I know life isn't fair, but it's people like that, or people like that with that mindset. You're either with us or against us. It's the ones that make it not fair. You know what I'm saying? So Like I said, if you want fairness, what you want done to you, you gotta do to others and stuff. I be even laughing about like we was talking about the should you give respect or you should earn it or something like that. Like think about that. Like that's crazy. You give what you want. You know what I'm saying? You give what you want at the end of the day. You don't have to say that you earn it. You supposed to respect somebody off one. I mean, the fact of sitting there resisting some type of form of respect or you know what I'm saying something like that. I understand certain stuff you got to respect about certain people, but I'm just saying just respect itself. Just the fact that you're holding yourself, you got to say you got to earn it or something like that. That nah, you got to earn it. It usually be some type of nah, you gotta show me or something, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. They usually use it in that type of term and stuff. Then imagine if you run into another person and say, well, you gotta show me or something like that. Then you got that mindset, you gonna be like, man, I ain't gotta show you nothing. So you gotta think about it that way that, it's just crazy. That's just be crazy, man. We just gotta you want balance. That's what you say you want for. You want equality and all this stuff. Think in an equal type way. If you want equality, equity, all that stuff, whatever you try to say, is like think in that way. And stop always thinking about yourself. Stop always comparing yourself and saying that, um, yeah, I did this for you. You ain't do this. No, stop. Why you? If you're already going in there with that type of mindset, that means you're doing something out of some type of expectation. That means you're not doing it out of your heart. You're not doing it because you doing it for you. You are doing it. You doing it for you for somebody to doing it for you for somebody to do it back for you or something like that. That's what that really is. You know what I'm saying? It's still trying to go back to you, but you're not doing it for what I'm meaning about it is like doing it for out of the kindness of your heart or something like that. Doing it because this is your type of character. That you not looking for no get back or something like that. And I want back or something like no, you just want to do it because that's your character. If you claim that's your character, you know what I'm saying? Some people be claiming stuff that they not. They just be saying stuff. They just be talking. They just sit there and then that's why I say you could catch people a lot of their character how their character is because they will contradict themselves sometimes in the next sentence. Sometimes they can say this type of person, and a lot of us, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of us is hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? Hypocrites to a lot of stuff we do. We are hypocrites. Yes, we are because, and I'm proud to say it. I'm gonna say not proud, but I've got my ego to the side, and I can say that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna be times that I might do something that I preached about or something like that. But we're humans. We're built to. We're gonna mess up. But the thing is, the difference is like if you're gonna be a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're a hypocrite, you gotta own up to that first and just be aware of it and try to fix it. That's all it is. You can't take it at heart and say, nah, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? You can't, sometimes you're gonna have, uh, like I said, you're gonna have times that you preached on something and it went the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? You preached on something and then you end up doing the same thing or went against the same thing you preached or something like that. But like I said, the big difference is not making an excuse for it. You got to be aware of it and own up to it. That's all it is. You just own up to it. So, like I said, just put that pride to the side and what you always gonna be a word you're gonna hear in this live like crazy, man. Put your pride to the side and own up to being a human at the end of the day. We humans, we mess up and just know we mess up sometimes. All of us gonna mess up. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be able to be able to change it down the line. See another day to do it. You know what I'm saying? So not beat ourselves up on our own expectation of ourselves. We shouldn't do that. We expecting so much high for ourselves and get mad at the situation. Just expect human results. That's what I'm saying. Just expect that. That's what you can expect. You being a human, you no different. You know what I'm saying? We make our expectations as high as other people's as we see and stuff. Like we are not other people. We are all alike, but we all got different routes to life and all that stuff. We all got um different ways of thinking and all that stuff. We might have different entries to acceptance to different areas and all that stuff. I mean, that's just life. You know what I'm saying? It's time and places for where you are accepted at. It's time and places for where you belong at. Just because you belong somewhere, I mean that somebody else belongs somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's just we just got to get in where we fit in sometimes, man, and appreciate where we at. And if we don't like where we at, you know what I'm saying, we always got the option to choose something else. You know what I'm saying? We always have a option. We always have choice. So, like I said, we just got to stop boxing ourselves into one type of thing or whatever, man. Gotta stop boxing ourselves in. But that's the end of this live, man. I'll catch y'all later. I'll be on tomorrow with another good topic for y'all, man. I'm trying to get this going, man. Thank y'all all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all on another live. Hi guys, I'll see you next. Let's say no, I'm talking junk. But alright, for sure. I'll catch y'all. I just pressed the wrong button. Oops.